Alright. Welcome to the kingdom. This is your late night host, Shooter McGavin. Alright, so we got some special things ready for you guys tonight. Gary and Jim, it is a pleasure to see you guys, as always. Sorry, it's been about a week since last time I put out a video, but things have been busy. And despite all of the push that I made for last event, real life got in the way, and I was only able to make it to 8,000. So those of you who completed it, the Krothos event, enjoy those relics that you got. I'm just going to have to wait another round for them to come back. Now, as you guys can tell by the title of this, we got some special things to go over today. I want your feedback on it, but ultimately, a lot has changed. As you guys can see, I actually got the Pantheon right here. Well, I'm glad other people had the same issues that I have. Alright, so we're going to start with my Titan Pantheon first. But, everyone has seen the Pantheon before. I'll just show you what a free-to-play player has been able to gather in regards to Titans. It's not the most impressive collection, but it's not shabby either. Now, I'll tell you guys the relics that you really need to be looking out for as well. So, let's go ahead and start with this. Now, the Titan Pantheon, as you guys can see, I've got 82 out of 107. See you, it is good to see you. Alright. Now, I'm going to be collecting some of these on stream today. So if you guys haven't collected yours, you're going to see what it's going to be like. And as you can see, there's a lot going on here. So we're going to start at the beginning, and I'll tell you guys what I feel are the throwaway relics and the relics that you should aim for in the long run. Alright. So here we have the Ragnar one. These are basically throwaway. Now what I've learned from this little Titan arena is that, tier 1s are obviously going to have this type of stuff in here. I will be keeping all of my Titans that I have. Oh, well, I'm surprised you don't have this yet. It was supposed to roll out to everyone by Thursday. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and collect the Dragon Helm here. And then I'm going to go ahead and collect the other Titan. But what this arena has really taught me is that save every Titan that you get, at least one unique, or one from each of them. Now, with that said, I am going to be saving the highest level Titan I have of each of the unique ones that I do possess. So I'm going to go ahead and collect Malix here. Go ahead and take care of that now. Alright. So now that we have that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and collect the beginner tier right here. These are all, ones that you're going to find pretty simply. So let's go ahead and collect this one. Wow. Hey, I understand. Welcome, Josh. Glad to have you here. So yeah, the little format today we're going to go over here is what's going to be valuable for free-to-play players in the Titan Arena, as well as the massive buff that free-to-play got in this last patch. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and collect Athalica, or whatever it is. I'm going to butcher all these names. Never been good at those. Alright. So let's go to the Ragnar Tier 2. If you don't have a Skolnar here, then obviously you're going to be left out to dry a little bit. But now that we're getting past some of the other items, I'm going to tell you guys now that and you guys probably know, I'm not a big fan of the relics that give spells. And that's just because they're not really useful on defense. And while other people will, get upset with me about that because they're going to tell me how powerful Calvarax is, for the free-to-play players that are out there now, Calvarax is a passing fad. He may be strong at the current moment, but our job here is not to be sucked in by every whim that natural motion gives us, but, to basically be there and be able to last throughout it all and gather the things that we need to be powerful overall. Okay, so I can't collect the other part of Ragnar 2, but as we go through this, I think I'm going to just not go through and collect them all. I'll just tell you what I think about these. This Lion's Mane right here. My issue I have with relics that buff multiple troops is that there's no real power in any one troop. I'd much rather have, my archers buffed in 3 different areas than have militia archers and spearmen buffed at the same time. And so I don't put a lot of value in these relics, and unless the game massively changes, I don't see these as legitimate relics that anyone's really going to be running. Alright, so that was Advanced Tier 1. We're going to go to Human Tier 1 right here. Yeah, filler stuff right here. Get it just for the Titan at the end and save the Titan if you don't have them. Alright, so Advanced 2. Here we go. This Covert Dagger. Once again, it is splitting up the buffing to 3 different troop types. And while other people have said this is going to be great for Siggy, I don't think so. I would much rather have my Gilded Arc for my just buffing all of my archers than to have this buffing each of my troops a little bit. Alright. So here, that was the one I just looked at. So Human Tier 1. Now I do not have Tolan here. This is one of my first ones that I'm missing. This Knight Shield. This Knight Shield may come into play as a last relic if you can't find a replacement for anything else. And that's just because troop damage at the bottom. It buffs all troops. So for my Siggy, if I don't have a legitimate last relic that I can equip to, this may be a substitution, but it's definitely not something high on my priority. Alright. Expert Tier 1. It's going to be longer than I thought it would. Once again, buffing multiple troops. This is, I don't know, of all of the relics that I've seen, I like base damage more than critical or anything like that, just because it can be useful when the time comes, but I'm still not hugely impressed, although I will be saving the 4-star relics of these just to be safe down the road. Alright. Alethian. Filler stuff right here all the way. Collect it when you can, but now we're going to really start getting into the heavy-hitting relics that people need to be striving for when they get the chance. Now, this channel is all about the relics, and this is one of the best relics you will be able to pick up, period. The Bracers of Wrath, buffing 3 different resists. This is one of the orbs, except upgraded. And I don't anticipate there being a lot of versions of relics like this available. And while these will be hard to get, these will supersede any other defensive relics in regards to the power that they're going to be able to represent. So Bracers of Wrath is one of them. The other one to look for is in basically the 2 legendary ones. I still have to get Avalos and Skullgrim to get this one. But this is the other relic that you should really be striving to get in the long term. Because, once again, they boost resistances to 3 items. And the relics that are most sought after right now are the right defensive relics. So these relics aren't going to be something that you throw into your troop when they're attacking. This is going to be what your crowning achievement on your Titan that's going to defend your garrison. Alright. So, we go over that. We're going to go to Lethean 2. This frostbite thing, not a big fan of it. The troop health is nice at the bottom, but once again, this may be something that you throw on as a last item, although I don't really see a world in which I'm going to be doing that. Moss Mane, right here. Armor piercing for all troops, this is even less likely, because this isn't something I'm going to throw on any of my defensive areas. Fair enough, Yoon. I could see a world in which that'll be useful. My purpose of putting all this together is just to make sure that when you guys are putting the priority of the relics that you're going to be upgrading, that you're not leveling these things up that are going to sit in your inventory and be useless for the time being. Alright. Okay, so we're going to go over and go to Norse 1. Now, this relic is different in the sense that it does the same thing that the other relics do, except none of the other relics are giving lightning resist. And so I've just got a feeling that in the short term, this will be a good relic if lightning resist can't be found for troops. Because if they're going to push these lightning troops heavily, you're going to need something to protect your troops in the long term, and this may be the only option that you can turn to. So look to it. I'm not impressed with the stats on this by any way, shape, or form. This is like a downgraded orb, but it may be the only thing you have to get the lightning resist beside your orbs. Yeah, it does. It does look like the Shield of the Gods. Alright. And last but not least, Unak 1. I do like the look of this, just because it just reminds me of the medieval times, and it looks kind of silly. But once again, critical for all troops, not worth a slot in your inventory, because you've got better items that you can get that just come from regular drops. But this is the arena, and until they add in some more items, that's where we're going to be. Now I'm going to scroll through here. You're going to see that, yeah, I've got a lot of them, but I have a lot of holes in the Titans that are available. And, you know, don't be afraid of that as a free-to-play player. You don't have to compete here. This is just for the people that are vain. The only thing you're looking for from this arena is the right relics. So when you see one of those Titans that you need, and you've got the gems to push through for free-to-play, know that your ultimate goal isn't necessarily the Titan, but the relic that you're going to unlock behind the Titan. Alright. So that covers the arena. Now, we are going to cover the massive buff that free-to-play has received. And I'm sure you get inklings of this, or at least seen the effects of it. And so, what I am specifically talking about is the removal of the victorious screen, where your Titan dances around. People don't understand the impact of what this is going to mean for those of us that grind through these events. Saving yourself 5 seconds off every battle is going to be huge. And for those of you who haven't really gone through this already, I'm going to take you through what 5 battles is going to look like real quick when done with speed. And I want to get your guys' feedback on this as well. I mean, I saw the effects of this, and it just dropped my jaw. I mean, on previous days when the most I could force myself to grind out is, 5,000 points in a day, this literally elevates it into 1,000 or 2,000 without me spending any additional time that I would have spent. So this is how it's going to work. Yeah, I'm raiding with Mamesh right now. Yes. And so I'm going to show you what I mean by this, Gary. It wasn't removed, but you can skip over it. And so watch this as we go through this battle. Now my relic stash is full, so I'm going to try to do another one of my relic forgings today, if today's one of those lucky days. But for right now, wow, I'm lagging a little bit, but you guys can see that you just pass right by the screen. And I should have started a timer on this before I started this, just so you guys can see the difference in what this is going to mean for you. And this is another reason why you should carry fireballs. Especially on this map. It's so irritating to have your troops run all the way down to the different corners. As I'm going through these little battles, I also want to make it clear that I've thought a lot about what direction I want this channel to go in. Well, auto attack is definitely something that you've got to do as free to play, because it will sear your eyes if you have to go through these battles one by one and stare at the screen the whole time to do it. But I've thought about a lot about the direction of this channel to go. And I thought about incorporating more content that would be more friendly to all users. But that's not my niche. I'm a free-to-play player at heart, and the kingdom is supposed to represent free-to-play kingdom. And so whether you are someone that's spending and that just is stopping by, or you want to set up house here in the kingdom, everyone's welcome. So I'm going to keep my strategies focused on that aspect of the game. Oh, yeah, skip that particular one, but the point behind this is each battle, if you're able to save 5 additional seconds from not having to skip over or not having to watch your Titan dance, it will make grinding a little bit more efficient for you. And this is a massive buff because it is a time saver to us. One of the biggest holdups that we have as free-to-play players is just the amount of brutal grinding that you have to go through to make it work. Alright, come on. Okay, so after we're done with this battle, I think you guys have gotten the idea behind it. This is a massive buff. Use and abuse it as much as you can. But let's go ahead and see if I'm lucky enough to have those relic forging days. Alright. And the other thing I've noticed, it will add up, Frank. And while there's other people that may not see it that way, they don't see it that way because they've never grinded through an entire event, or at least partial event. It is powerful. Alright, so to give you an idea what relics I'm going to be working on and why I'm working on them, because I realize there's not a lot of content out there that describes what relics. I choose my relics based upon the titans that I'm going to be currently leveling. And so the ones I'm currently leveling right now, or trying to get up as quickly as I can, are Mamesh here, And so with Mamesh, my end game for him, or her, as I should say, as I constantly get that wrong with this Titan, is I want 2 Bitter Dirks, 2 Mounted Armors, and 2 Flame Volleys. I don't really think there's much of a point in trying to get all of the resistances to a Titan that isn't going to be able to max out one of them without heavy use. The reason I'm using those relics that I mentioned to you guys is the whole purpose of the defensive Mamesh that I'm going to have is to be able to survive 1 or 2 ranger shots with my Panthers so they can get in close and wreak the havoc. So I don't mind losing a few up front, and my Panthers are sporting health and armor. So I'm just trying to accentuate that aspect as much as I can, and then give them a little bit of bite whenever they actually enter the battle. Alright, the other Titan I'm working on, and this will play into the relics that I'm going to be leveling up, is my Matano. Or one of my Matanos, I should say. This one. I've got the 3 big resists for fire, ice, and poison. And then I also have a Panther resist against Titans. I want to not only have 2 mounted armors, but she's going to be my orb carrier. I'll be filling her up with as many orbs as I possibly can to try to max out resistances for the Titans. I don't need damage on her Panthers. I just need those Panthers to be as sticky and hard to kill as possible. Thank you, Frank. I'll take you guys through my 4-star collection. Now, keep in mind, a good 80% of these 4 stars are not usable. They're garbage because of their skills. But I save them for events. So as I scroll through here, you'll see that I have a lot of them, and you'll see a few that I'm waiting for the next Titan Fusion event for. Shout out to Non-Toxic. So there's been several weeks now that we've been in the top 3 in Legend, and I've gotten a few nice Titans I didn't have before, like Sarkhan. So we go through here. I've got a few Volstans, and that's where it ends. I still have Valkyrie on my wanting to upgrade list, but this Matano is too good to pass up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the relics. Okay, so relics. The ones I'm really trying to work on right now are the 3 orbs that I don't have leveled up, and then mounted armors. All of these other ones are items that I'm curious about. I would level up a Yaika, but she's got terrible skills for me. I'll show you after I'm done seeing if today's one of the lucky days. And so the whole reason I'm leveling these items up is so I can really bolster my Matano, these orbs. Alright, so Orb of Death right here. This is one I've been working on. So remember, 5 or 6 sets of relics. You're going to turn into the relic. If you get a success, that's where you double down, and then you just go all out forging. And I think my game just froze. Oh, never mind. There we go. This is another. Come on. I gotta tell you, the relic forging videos, I've gotten the most amount of comments on my channel about it. I always knew it was an issue for a lot of people, but, you know, find a way to make it work. When you do that, this game becomes a lot funner. So this is my 4th try. And if I don't have a success today, I may try to make a video tomorrow trying to level it up. Fifth try. Good to have you here, Gorn. Welcome to the kingdom. Alright, so this is the last try. If I stick to the plan this weekend, the grinding that I am going to do, I should be able to level up at least 1.5 relics. So today's not going to be my day. So I'm going to go ahead and back off. Wow, I didn't realize I had so many relics in here that were going to expire soon. Alright, 21 hours from now. Okay, just for the purpose of this video and the fact that I won't be able to put out another video before some of these items expire in my inventory, I'm going to give it 3 or 4 more shots. This may be a waste of relics for me, but this is just the hopes that I can get something on stream that will work out. I was hoping I'd have more than 24 hours on it, so and I do too, Frank. I forge till I get 100%, but I always look for, oh, there we go, we've got a success. So let's hope this works out the way that I want it to today. Hopefully I can get this relic all the way to level 10. I did go beyond to 7 forges. And since I already, this will be my, it does work a lot of the time. There we go. Number 2. Alright, the other thing I do is whenever I get a success, I'll go back and I'll collect items so I'm not using all my 2 stars to get these successes. I can use a lot of the 1 stars. So my 2 stars and my 3 stars will have better chances to interact when I get to the higher levels. Oh, there we go. Here we go. That's right. Bam! Bam! We're going to get an Orb of Death to level 10 tonight, and hopefully we can get some levels on the Orb of Justice as well. Depending on how much you grind, it would be nice to have a forging or fusing event every 2 weeks. Because you can fill up your entire relics in that time frame easily with just half-hearted grinding. Yeah, I don't even mind the food anymore. When you get to the high enough level, I mean, it just makes sense that you're going to be paying more. The cost of the 5 stars, though, that was brutal. You could burn through 6 million food without realizing what you're doing. Now, have you guys decided how far you're going to go in this particular event that we're in now? Four-star Titans, I don't level up fast, I'll tell you that. I wait for fusion events, and then once a Titan reaches, you know, the mid-30s, I'll grind with them if I can. Alright, this level 7's being stubborn, but we'll get it. I also find that when using Relic, there's always one or two levels that push your patience. They just don't want to come. And this is a level 7 for me. It'll be good, though. I will say, though, that I was expecting more out of the Norse Arena Relic from all the hype that was put into it. But, see, I do that 39 Nexus requires 30k. Oh, yeah. Alright. This is going to be the one. This is going to give me my success. Orb of Death. Put a lot of food into you right now. Give me that level 7. You are going to give it to me. Now, I will say, for this event, I am not that excited for it. And, you know, yes, I do have Calvarax, but the relics in it, the only really amazing relic that I saw was the bow. And you're going to have to grind through a lot to get there. Right now, I'm committed to going to Atlas's, because that's part of what I need to get all the relics out of the Pantheon. But, you know, there's only so much gems that you can be willing to really push in that regard. Wow. This level is being incredibly stubborn. I might just skip over some of my 2 stars and save them to get it to level 7 off my 3 stars. Alright. I'll get it done. Remember, I said before, normally on one of the lucky days, I can expect 400 to 450 relics to be the cost of what it takes to level a relic from 4-star relic from level 1 to level 10 on the lucky days. I think I am pushing a day that is not necessarily lucky today. But that's sometimes what you gotta do. There we go. I got that level 7 now. Now let's collect some relics, some titans, so we can get some more levels. Alright. So, how far do you guys plan on going in this event? Are any of you on the Calvarax hype train? If so, I want to hear about it. I have Calvarax, and I've seen the videos on how to use them, although I'm not 100% sold on him as of yet, just because I think he's a fad that will go away. Although I'm glad he's having his time in the sun, because, you know, to be honest with you, he's been pretty useless. Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be garbage on defense, so when you're leveling him, you're not leveling him for anything but having fun using skeletons. I still wish they'd do something about getting all of these troops stuck in my inventory. Oh, dang it. Alright. Now, if you guys come up with some ideas or thoughts on video content that you'd like to see, or items that express, just leave them in the comments below. As I make videos, I come across more and more content I'd like to create, but part of what makes any channel fun is community input. Getting your guys' ideas on what works for you, what doesn't work for you. That's true. He is for more high-level players. Now, I say that, but I guess some people would consider me high-level now. I'm castle level 22. It took forever to get here. And I guess I'm happy with it. Jeez, I got so many extra troops in here. Look at that. Alright, so now we're back to full relics. We are at level 7 on this Orb of Death. We've gotten 3 levels on it so far, which is good. We're gonna go for 3 more levels. So what castle level are you guys out there right now? Do you find any struggles that you're coming across in Legend League or any league that you're currently in? For those of you who haven't been mainstays to the channel, I really did start this channel because, you know, all of the videos are about all the content videos that people create are about, wow, I'm going to do 30 Titan pools. Let's see what I get. And that's just not realistic for you that's doing a free-to-play channel or free-to-play for the game. So seeing how other people do it just hopefully will give us ideas on how to expand and play the game better anyway. Now, do you guys have any favorite Titans that you're using now? I will say that I am the biggest fan of champions when I'm farming resources. And outside of farming resources... Oh, you know, thanks for the subscription, Frank. Welcome to the kingdom. Stick around, stay a while. Pull up a chair. Alright. I will say that I am now just starting to get behind the fad of infiltrators. They're fun to play. Maybe not always the most effective at higher levels, but incredibly fun to maneuver around with. The way I figure this is my 1 and 2 stars need to give me at least 1.5 more levels out of this forging if my 3 stars are going to take it home for me and finish this thing off at level 10. I really need to make a video where I level something up from 1 to 10 in one go. Because the first few levels, as you guys already know, are some of the easier ones to get. I understand that, Frank. That double swing. You know what? One of my favorite things My Dracor, who was my first 4-star Titan I got. This was back in the early days of this game, where there was like 10 or 12 Legend League servers with 8 of them being dead. Server hop. Found one where you could join a alliance that was going to get a 4-star Titan. I did that, and like 2 or 3 weeks later, they reduced the amount of Legend servers. I was late on that. All the way with this. And this relic strategy, forging strategy, really has... It is an unlucky day, Josh. I shouldn't have pushed this. I went past the normal 6 tries, 5 or 6 tries, just because I wanted to create some content. And I'm fully committed here to see what happens. Oh, there we go. We got another upgrade. At this rate, I think I'm going to be hitting roughly about 450 to 475 relics, leveling up from level 4 to 10. So it's adding in a good 50 to 60 relics that I normally wouldn't have to spend. Oh, look at all those garbage troops. Alright. I'm fairly certain I should be able to get this relic to level 10 at least. Oh, you know what? I'm going to absolutely do that right after I'm done with this. Touch the Eternal Shrine, maybe the luck will return for the last 2 levels. I'm not above being superstitious. Whatever gets the job done. Oh, I'm going to have to forge some Titans. You guys get to see my Titan forging as well. Okay, so we've got 2 Titans and 38 troops to collect. That is garbage. Okay, Orb of Death, I will return in a moment. Let's rub the Eternal Shrine for luck. Woo! Do this a few times. Now you guys will be able to bear witness how stupid I look in my videos. Worth it, though. Hashtag worth it. Alright, got 2 levels left to go. Feeling good. We're going to get this sucker to level 10 and see where we go. Got this 9% here. We're going to get a success here in the next 2 or 3. And then our 3 stars will be able to take us home. Yes, I'm forging away the 2-star giantness. I don't care what relic it is, a 2-star is a piece of garbage that I will never use. I'm not one of those people that's going to clog up my inventory for something that I'm not going to use. I may clog it up for something that may be useful down the road, but... That's right. When I go against my set processes, I do need the extra luck. But with the leveling up of this relic, I should be up to, I think it's 36 or 37 4- and 5-star relics that are completely maxed out. Now the good thing is, because of how much I'm going to be grinding for this event, I should have my relic storage filled back up actually tonight. And try to grind out 3,000 souls. Come on, give me a level right here. Give me that level. Oh, alright, so we're into the 3 stars now. Let's see how far we can push this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dragon helms galore. How do I store relics? What you keep forge. 3 stars, there are very few relics that I'm going to keep for 3 stars. These ones right here, I mean, in all actuality, I should probably start forging them. But, I'm a little bit of attached to unique relics, at least for the next few months, because I'd like to see if any of these relics will become breakouts, the 4-star versions, because if they do, I can always switch over to the 3-star versions and level them up as well. Dragon Helm. I am not a fan of 3-star rings. Come on, Orb of Death. Whew! This is definitely not a day I should have been doing this. I am fighting for every single level of this thing today. This is not the way it should have gone. But we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work because we can make it work. At least I hope we can. I'm going to have to dig deep into my collection here. I don't even use the 4-star version of that. Ice arrows is a callback for anyone who's... I'm not going to use the ice hammer on the 3-star level either. It is. This is why I should have waited for one of the luck days. I'm telling you, my method is tried and true. And this is what happened when I ignore it. Oh, there we go. We are 1 level away. We are going to get it here, too. And I will never come back and use this Iron Mace. I'm probably not going to use the Iron Guard either. So I'm going to go ahead and forge away that stuff. I'm not sentimental for these items. At least most of them. Matic. Let's see if the 4 M's are going to get in my life. We are going all the way tonight with this. I think I'm going to start seeing, every time I see that forge failed, I'm just going to yell out F squared. Go. We're gonna get this, guys. prove that even on bad days, miracles can happen. But if you're going to use 3 stars to level up anything, a level 9 4-star, definitely worth it. We are going all the way here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these level 10 Mountain Fist, level 3-star, are what I had before the last Relic change. So I've had these in my inventory for like nearly a year. From the old forging system. Because these were the Goliath buffing items. I still believe Goliath will make a return in this game. You know what? I've started to think that leveling up... Oh, there's my level 10. So, proof that even with subpar days... Let me check my relics here. Alright, so... Looking at this, it looks as though it cost me about... I'd say 475 relics, with too many of them being 3-star relics to make this work. I've started to think I need not to use the levies, but to use the warps for troops. Because in the upper level Legend League, you run out of troops pretty quickly, and it would be nice to, let's say, have a Panther relic. Alright, so yeah, let me give you guys a look at my 4-star relics that I have here. Come on. Alright, so you got my 2 5-stars there. I got a few avalanches here, 2 of them leveled up. I only got 1 Bitter Dirks. Got my Bow of Kings there. Yeah, I've got a lot of Dragon Helms I've got to level up. But with the downgrade of Paladins, these helms just aren't as valuable as they used to be. Got a bunch of Earth relics, and then the Fallen relics from the Valkyrie one. Got 2 Fire relics right here for defenses when I need them. Oh, and that little event that we just went through, I meant to do a video on, the arena event. I am inclined to think that it is worth your gems to run that 5 or 10 times. Because the upgrade and the amount of 4-stars that you can get from that are great. Now, it didn't work out for me because I just got a bunch of flame volleys. I got like 4 flame volleys from the event. And I don't think I'm ever going to use that many flame volleys. No, I got 3 flame volleys and 1 volcano vein. And I was really hoping for some fire rings. Well, when you commit, you go all the way. Alright, so you guys can see I got a bunch of frost shields here. Only 1 frost spear. Now, the most amount of 4-star relics I have, period, is Gilded Arcs. As you guys can see, those things go on forever in my inventory. I think it's time that the developers really start updating the drops that you can get, because they're pretty static at this point. I got a bunch of Great Plagues as well, but not as many as Gilded Arcs. Holy Guards there, Ice Hammers. For those of you who remember the good old days, there's the Ice Maul, currently in use. Curious question for any of you guys. Are any of you running Iron Guards and Iron Maces on your 4-stars or even Iron Mauls? Because I don't know if I'm ever going to use these items. They are Titan buffing items that don't really buff the troops at all. And this is a troop game. I even regret upgrading the Mace of Kings right now. Unless there's some sort of archer down the road like Tolan that actually gets good skills, I don't really see the need for it. Here's my orbs, guys. These are my pride and joy because I've been working on them for a while. As you guys can see, I've got most of my orbs maxed out. The only one I don't have is the Orb of Justice and my second Orb of Death. All the rest of them are good. Call out to the Protector. Those of you who remember. Got the shield, skeleton ring, snow boots, mallets, tainted blades, terra firmas. And then I got my volcano veins here. Oh, hey, I got some stuff to collect here. $500,000. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I'm not going to scroll all the way back for that. But anyway, those are my 4-star relics. Now, because you guys are here, let me go ahead and fuse some titans. Alright. Now, how I fuse titans is I do bank everything on those titan fusion days. But whenever I have to fuse, the main titan that I want to fuse, I always fuse into him last. So Matano is the one that I want to really level up as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm going to wait for a fusion event as far as I can for that. So I'm going to start with all of the other ones and see if I have enough 1-stars to level into them. So I got 1, 2, yep, I got enough here. Now, I have a choice between Yaldarg and Calvarax. I'm not going to level up Calvarax's items, so I'm just going to go with Yaldarg. I do try to get all of my guys to level 20, like I said in previous videos. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do here. Let's just go to Calvarax and get him to level 20, or at least get the one fusion in I can for him. Over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so when I fill up, tonight I'm going to fuse like 20 titans. Normally I'll just do 8. But I'm going to be grinding a lot tonight. So by tomorrow I'll be back up to the titan limit that I can. For those of you interested in seeing Calvarax's skills that I got, Imperial Damage, Imperial Resist against Physicals, Skeleton Damage, Skeleton Health, and Skeleton Critical. Alright, so I don't have any other one stars to fuse into him, so I'll just go over to my assassins. See what I got here. See, I only got 3, so I can't really use my assassins. I'm going to go over my paladins. Nope, I only got 3 of those as well. Champions. So as you guys can see, I've been really pushing this hard. Okay, so I got 1 in champions that I can use. And the guy I'm currently leveling up for my champions, I'm still trying to get my Siegfried leveled up. One, 2, 3, 4. I will say, though, that when I get this Siegfried fully leveled up, he is going to be a force to be reckoned. Yoon's been trying to tell me about that for a while, but my relics I have for him are just phenomenal. Even when someone's rocking 90% physical resist, his archers still crush through him with damage. Alright, let me see if I have enough. Yep, there we go. plenty of co-bars to for Here we go. Let's see if I can get any more in. Oh, Kron is not the one. Alright, so I think I have one or two more fusions I've got to do, which means I am down to Berserkers. Have I picked up 4 1-stars for him? Yes, I have. That means let's go with my old buddy Mamesh. And that'll be it. And that's fine. Born, even if there's a fusion event Monday, due to the grinding I'm going to do in this event, I will have all of these Titans that I just fused in back. I'll probably have to do 2 or 3 more fusions like this before Monday, and I'll still be maxed out with Titans on Monday. Alright. So, to recap, today, the arena, the only that are difference in the long run, the ones that are good to get if you can get them, are the ones that are hardest to get. The legendary 1 and 2, because those are basically orbs that are upgraded. All of the other ones, I mean, with the exception of the Norse one, they're mediocre at best. They're not going to be game-changing for you. They may be a final run that you put on when you can't find anything else. But when you can get them, the legendary 1 and 2, aim to get them. Because they are, let's face it, the best relics that have been in this game thus far. In their overall power level. And since they're limited use, there's not many people that are going to have them pretty quickly. Alright, now, the big buff that came to free-to-play players is the fact that you can now skip the victorious dance that your Titan does after each battle. By skipping that, you can save a good 4 to 5 seconds off each battle, which is going to make your grind a lot shorter. For me in particular, it'll mean on those long days where I grind, I'm able to put in an extra 1,000, maybe 2,000 souls without committing any extra time. So use that to your advantage as much as you can, because the real power behind free-to-play is the fact that, you know, you're going to grind your time out, but you're also going to be able to get the relics for that to level up your relics faster than anybody else. Alright. With that said, this video has gone on longer than I actually intended it to, but between the fusion that we did for the relics as well as the Titans, I mean, this is just something that needed to happen. Anyway, everybody, thank you for coming by and visiting the kingdom. As always, you guys have a good night from the Late Night King himself. Take care.